Yeah, baby, I'm running. Woo-hoo. If you're anything like me, you want to be able to run faster, stay injury-free, enjoy your running, and heck, maybe lose some weight along the way. But this has been a hard year. A lot of my pillars came crashing down this year, and I allowed myself to be the victim. Allowed myself to have a pity party for quite a long time. But at what point do you turn around and say, enough is enough? If you found yourself carrying a few extra pounds, if you found that your motivation has waned, if you found yourself injured, guess what? You're not alone. I'm with you on all counts of those. Today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about how I am making changes to be able to get back into peak fitness throughout this winter training block. I'm fortunate I don't have to be on any kind of beta blockers or any other medication. I myself have changed my life by lowering my heart rate and reducing my blood pressure by changing the foods that I eat. I used to be a big, huge meat eater, and I switched over to getting rid of all of the animal products. And what I noticed was my blood pressure dropped drastically, and I didn't have to go on blood pressure medication because of that. And so, look, I'm not always against one thing being better than the other. What I am saying is I like to share things that have gone on with me so that way it may help somebody else. Whether I'm right or whether I'm wrong, it doesn't really matter. I'm not a coach, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physiologist, I'm not anybody. I'm just some dude who likes to make content, and if there's something that you can take away from this, it's this. I'm just living my life on my terms. And if you enjoy the videos, by all means, it's awesome. Give it a like, I appreciate that. Not every run can be good. Not every run can be the best one that you've ever had. And sometimes you can't run the whole entire time. Like today, you know, there was a lot of walking on my run. However, I got 7K in, quite happy, in an hour. And that to me is a win. I'm running. And that's what makes me happy. It's taken a lot of patience. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a lot of heartache. Not every day can be sunshine and rainbows. Some days it doesn't go as planned. Sometimes you have to walk, other times you can run. But when you're coming back from an injury or time off, you have to go slow and be patient with yourself. You're just not gonna get back to where you were in like overnight. It may take a couple of weeks. It could take a month, could take 2 months or 3. However long it takes is however long it takes. You just gotta put in the work, you gotta be patient, you have to be kind to yourself, and you just have to get out and move. And that's what I'm doing. Making content is not easy. Going to a job that you hate is not easy. Deciding what to eat, sometimes it's easy. Sometimes admitting when you're wrong, it's not easy. Sometimes changing your diet is definitely not easy, especially this time of year. What is easy is doing exactly the same thing every single day and staying stuck where you are. We are creatures of habit. We like to do the same things every single day. That is, until we get bored of it. Until we look at ourselves in the mirror and go, I hate driving down the same road at the same time of day, going to the same job, seeing the same people doing the same thing. I just don't enjoy it anymore. Or it could be the fact that you wake up every day and you look at yourself in the mirror. I'm not happy with those black rings around my eyes. I'm not happy with the fact that I've gained so much weight. Over the last year, I've looked at myself in the mirror and thought, are things ever going to change? Will they ever be better than they were the day before? Sometimes they were, and sometimes they weren't. But the thing is I myself always have to look at it and say, what can I change today to make me enjoy my life, enjoy my training, enjoy how I look, how I feel in my clothes? What is it today that I can do? The first thing I did was I stopped answering my wife. She would ask me, what do you want from the grocery store this week? And I would ramble on saying, oh, I want this, or I want this. Can you get me some of these things? And then when she came home, I'd eat it. And there was things in there that I just didn't need. I've fallen, now I can't get up. The next thing I did was I gave up added sugar in my coffee. I got rid of it. I said no more, because I just don't need to have an additional teaspoon of sugar in my day, or two, if it can be prevented. Hold on a second, I have to get up here. Just bear with me, okay? When you gain a little weight, it's a little harder to get up when you fall down. Or have any of you guys looked in your closet and said, what the heck am I gonna wear at my Christmas party? Yeah, that happened to me. It wasn't good. There was not one thing that I could fit into. It sucked. My pants have gotten so small. Let me rephrase that. I have gotten so big that fitting into my clothes that I could fit into a year ago, yeah, well, that wasn't good. So I found myself going into a store looking to buy a new pair of pants. And I thought, no, I'm not gonna buy a new pair of fat pants. Out of the question. So what did I do? I put the damn pants on, got the belt, tightened it up, and man, I was uncomfortable for the next 7 hours. And you know what? It worked. It made me realize that I have control, that I can do things that I didn't think I could do. I started to then think about all of my past achievements to get me through this time of having all this added weight. Look, I ran 50 miles. That's a far distance. I've run a marathon. That's a far distance. I've done some speed work. That's pretty fast. But the one thing that I have to say I'm most proud about is the fact that I get out and go out for a run and I move. I just move. I started this YouTube channel so I can be accountable to myself. So I would have a diary to look back on, to see what I've been able to achieve and what I've been able to accomplish. And if any of you guys have been inspired because of that, I'm very grateful. Thank you. And I really hope that some of the tips and tricks and my experience, my journey is helping you in your life. A couple of weeks ago, you guys noticed that I missed a couple of Thursdays on my videos. I typically put out 2 every week, a Thursday and a Sunday. And I used to do some live streams on Sundays, but that's had to go by the wayside because of work. So when I noticed there was certain aspects of my life that were starting to be affected because of my injuries and because of my weight gain, I started to take notice. When I started to lose my love of being a content creator, I realized something really big was changing. And what was changing was the fact that I was becoming a victim. You know, it happens. And you know, sometimes you just gotta pull yourself out of it. And you have to find your own way of doing that. Now, the reason for this video is to help some of you guys who are struggling with motivation, getting out the door, right? Now, look, I have a lot of reasons why I make the videos I make. I find running goals very helpful and very motivating for me to get out. I know I lose weight when I run. Heck, I run like a turtle. But that's the thing. I run slow. I'm able to kickstart my metabolism so it burns fat as a fuel source. And at the end of the day, I come back and I'm much happier than I was when I left. I have a big, audacious goal. I'm gonna be running a 100-mile race in 2023. I've got lots of time to train for it, but still, it's flippin' scary. I had a dream last night where I was thinking about running this race, and then all of a sudden I woke up and I was in the middle of the race. It was like, what? It was like a dream within a dream. There was one other thing that I really needed to pay attention to when I was looking at making changes. And that was, what are my food triggers? What are those triggers that make me all of a sudden divert off the road, end up in a grocery store, next thing I know, I got a bag of chips and a bagel with me? Why? Like, what is that trigger? So I had to identify the triggers that made that happen and identify where it came from. Because if I could understand the triggers, then all of a sudden, I wasn't going off and spending 10 bucks at the grocery store that I didn't need to spend on a bunch of junk I didn't need to eat. Well, while I was out on my run today, I found my heart rate started to peak. I started to look around and go, why the heck is my heart rate getting so high? Basically, I was just running faster and I found myself running up a hill. I kind of zoned out. I was in that runner's zone, the runner's high, the whole runner's zoning out. And it's been a long time since that happened. And I'm very happy that it did. It's basically showing me, look, I'm getting back into this and I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, baby, I'm running. Woo-hoo! There's so many running benefits that I just didn't want to wait till the new year before I started my training. I just wanted to get out and run and bomb down the hills and enjoy this winter trail running. This is awesome. So from me to you guys, whew, training 100 miles begins. I'll use my little moniker. It's time for me to get out and run. And thanks for watching. And like I always say, get out and run. See you next week.